Hello everyone, a very warm welcome to another episode of Microsoft Flight Sim 2024. So today we're here at Manchester Airport and we're doing a flight over to the lovely Geneva in Switzerland. So we are on the vaccine network. Unfortunately, there was ATC online actually when we first started. However, there is no ATC. So what we thought we'd do today is do a whole setup from the start. Anything we've got switched on is the batteries and external power just to get the aircon running. It was raining actually when we first spawned in. So the rain seems to have dissipated a little bit at the moment. We'll move over to Unicom as well, just on the radio. So let's go over there overhead. So we want crew oxygen supply on, the ground control on. Want to test the cockpit voice recorder. There we go, got the beep from that. Next we want to move up to the IRSs. So IR1 to nav, IR2 to nav, and IR3 to nav. Next thing we'll do is we will pop the emergency exit lights on and no smoking on.
And Liverpool traffic, Ryanair 915 Papa Base 862.
Nav lights on. Fuel pumps will come on, and then we'll just do a quick check with the fire test.
Manchester traffic, kilometer 9 Alpha on final runway 23 right.
And we've not got any animals today, so we can turn the isolation valve off for the cargo vent. And that is us about done. So, obviously the IRS has now gone into alignment mode. It's estimating 7 minutes till alignment. So for those of you who are not very familiar with the Phoenix. Local QNH 1006, we just adjusted that ourselves. We'll just calibrate our artificial horizon. So you can get a couple of different versions of the standby artificial horizon. There is an electronic version that will calibrate automatically. I quite enjoyed the older version as well. It's quite a nice little feature. We'll just activate the ground proximity warning system test. Just let that run through.
Terrain. Terrain. Pull up.
Whilst that's ongoing, we will get people on board. We've only got 17 minutes till departure. 144 passengers as well. So we'll get GSX started with that.
Liverpool traffic, Euro 67 Charlie Foxtrot taking up the hold, Lima Papa Lima 2,400 feet, Liverpool.
So that's everything done there. We'll move down here now. We'll get PA announcements on so you guys can hear all the cabin announcements. GCS onto auto, predictive wind shear system onto auto, we use system 1, and transponder we want to turn that onto on and into TA mode. We'll just clear the squawk for now. Like I said, there isn't any ATC on currently. I'm hoping something will come online just in the next few minutes, but we'll see how that goes. And that is us about sorted. So let's have a look, see what's going on now. The jet bridge just coming into view now. So that'll be that already. So we'll have a quick look at our flight plan for today's flight. We'll just bring that up 2 seconds. Just waiting for it to load.
Welcome aboard your EasyJet.
I think I've actually got the wrong flight plan downloaded. There we go.
Please take your seats as quickly as you can.
Manchester traffic, Easy 17 Gold Tango is crossing 23 right, so 23 left.
Under the seat in front of you for small bags.
So show you Navigraph quickly.
We are ready for pushback.
So then, Navigraph, we expect
Manchester traffic, kilometer 9 Alpha, vacated runway 23
Easy 97 Juliet is our call sign today. As you've probably noticed, we're in the 319 CFM 56. Cost index of 18, cruise level 370. I think trip time's about an hour and a half flights, maybe 2 hours actually. So we're expecting runway 23 right for departure, Samba 1 Romeo Sid. And basically we're tracking all the way down to the bottom of the UK and then over the Alps and into Switzerland. So we're expecting Lucia 2 Romeo arrival, runway 22. And we've got 608 nautical miles to go. Fuel on board required today is 7.5 tonnes, and that gives us an additional half a tonne of fuel as well, which is about an extra 12-minute flight time. So that's everything sorted for the flight plan. We'll go back to setting up the aircraft. So we'll hit the init request button.
Manchester
Oh my lord. As you say, flight number today is 7847. Cost index, as we said, was 18. Flight level 370. And our flex temp is minus 43. Tropos 30557. Feel free to say hi in the comments, guys. Welcome if you're new to the channel. Around 18 degrees Celsius today here in the UK. I'll just have a quick check of the weather actually for Manchester. So latest which was, well, not 80, sorry, latest METAR, which was 17 minutes ago, was winds 310 at 12 knots, showers and rain in the vicinity, few clouds at 130 feet, sorry, 1,300 feet, broken at 3,400. Temperature is actually 16 degrees Celsius today. So I'll just pop that in here, 16 degrees, QNH 1006. Just see what's... we seem to have an issue with... Bear with me 2 secs. Simac Pro is playing up today. Wants to restart. That's why Simac Pro is not working properly. That's okay. We'll let it restart and do its thing. So just let that do its update, and then hopefully we can get everything else plugged into the flight plan. But it shouldn't impact our performance here today. Play that in the background, hopefully that will kick in a minute. Okay, it's just rebooting everything now. That looks a little bit more promising. Yeah, QNH 1006, perfect. So, next page of the unit plan. So our block fuel today, we said we have 7.5 tons of fuel. There we go, 7.5 in the box. Zero fuel weight is 55.6, and 27 is our CG. It was 62.9 for our takeoff weight, and landing weight should be around 59.3, hopefully. Actually, it was 59.7, so we've got a tailwind of T19. We'll pop that in the box here as well, and that will also then just keep taking into account how much extra fuel we got. So we got an extra 59 minutes of fuel on top of everything else we got. So, 1 hour 27 minutes is the flight time, 599 nautical miles. I know you may have a little bit different on your screen up there. It's because it feeds it from a different source. It doesn't take into account everything. So, we're going to have a wet runway, because it has just been raining. 23 right, we're expecting.
Welcome on board your EasyJet flight. To help us get on our way, please take your seats as quickly as you can. And leave
So, got V1 speed 127. VR 138, V2 142, flaps 1 up 0.5. Send these across to them. So our routing out today, as so expecting 23 right, Samba 1 Romeo departure. So we'll pop that into the screen there. Arrival into LSGG. So we're expecting ILS runway 22. We'll have a quick look on our Navigraph as well, just to make sure everything looks as it should do. So expecting that to ILS22. So it's recommending the Sabre transition, which seems pretty good there. So yep, Sabre transition, and our Lucer 1 Romeo, 2 Romeo even, sorry. So what we'll do now quickly, we'll just have a quick look up here before we compute that into the plan page. This will give us a bit of a routing just so it looks beneficial. You will notice there will be a flight time discontinuity between GG 514 and Sabre. That's to be expected. So that is everything that we need here. Let's increase the time a little bit. 610 miles, 1 hour 31 minutes. There was some ATC online when we did have a look, so hopefully that ATC will show us what we need to see. So next thing we need to consider our initial climb. So obviously we have a cruiser 370. So the initial climb is actually 5,000 for the first waypoint. We'll just move up to 5,000 there. So it's pretty much all sorted. We'll just go down to our secondary flight plan. We'll just copy the active for the time being. And then obviously if we have any issues, we can then go over to the secondary plan.
Good afternoon.
We'll have a quick look, walk around the aircraft and see what's going on there. Like I say, the weather seems to have cleared up a touch actually. Just getting fuel on board as we speak at the moment. Tow bars all connected, ready for our departure. The pins are in place for that, so we'll have a quick look at the landing gear rather than... Let's have a good look around the aircraft, make sure that's okay. So they just finished refueling. There's another aircraft to our right hand side. It seems pretty hefty. So nav lights are all on. I see everything's sat in this sort of down position at the minute. It's just because we have no hydraulic power line. Feel free to say hi in the chat, guys. Welcome. So I had a quick walk around the aircraft. Everything is looking pretty good. Considering this has not been updated yet as well. It's looking pretty fantastic. I'm looking forward to the Phoenix update when it eventually does arrive. Still got the TUI hangar over there as well. Not the TUI, sorry, Thomas Cook hangar over there. And they're sort of right on the north side of the airfield at the moment. Everything's looking pretty good here. Engine covers are okay. I'm going to walk around the aircraft. Down, mate, ready for our pushback. I think we've still got passengers getting on at the minute. Unfortunately, you can't walk up the stairs on all this, so Beta covers are all off. Oxygen discharge valve. Let's jump back in the flight deck anyway. Like I say, we're at stand 209 and we're on Unicom at the moment, so we'll see what happens with that. We'll have a quick look at en route ATC on the way. We'll have a quick look at the weather now as well, just see if we've got any dreadful weather on our routing out today. I know there is quite a bit of rain in the vicinity, so yeah, so as we climb, there is quite a bit of turbulence around Manchester 370. So cruise wise, over Birmingham we're going to be having a little bit of rain as we move down through France. There's a couple of patches of turbulence, nothing too drastic though. We'll have a quick look lower to the ground as well, see if there's anything. So it's looking a very wet day here in Geneva. We'll have a quick look at the weather information for Geneva actually just before we depart. So currently there's showers in the vicinity, winds 240 at 5 knots, broken at 9,900, and a few at 7,700. 26 degrees still, QNH 1013, so no significant change to that. So that's where we are all at the moment, guys. So I'll do quickly go through the cockpit preparation checklist. Now we've got fuel on the aircraft, so we'll put the seatbelt signs on as well. So cockpit prep, gear pins covered removed, fuel quantity is 7.5 tons, seatbelt on, it is set to nav, RF 1006.
Room in the aisle for others to pass. There is a space under the seat in front of you for small bags. If you have larger bags, please put these.
Just going to double check the microphone's on the right thing today as well. That's perfect, that's all on the right settings. Appreciate we had a bit of an issue the other day.
Is not allowed at any time. This includes vapes and other e-cigarettes.
Have a look to see how many passengers we've got left to get on. I think we're about there. Well, we're nearly there. So what we can do is we can get the APU started up and fired up, and that way we shouldn't have any delay getting out of here.
Good afternoon.
So waiting for the APU to come alive at the minute. APU flaps are open now. Not sure what this aircraft is to the right of us, because we do have model matching enabled, so it looks pretty hefty though, to be fair. It looks almost cargo-like is how I'd describe it, although it's not a cargo plane, but maybe a 777 looking at it. Don't know what you guys think. I would say probably a 777. But KLM a little bit further along. Like I say, we're right on the north side of the airport. We'll have a little look about our taxi routing as well. So just getting the last of the bags in now. Unfortunately, no London control online either. Which is how it goes sometimes, isn't it? So pretty much we can expect a straight push onto November Bravo 3.
Liverpool traffic, Euro 67 Charlie, Foxtrot, beacon outbound for the procedure runway 27 Liverpool.
And then we can go to November Delta onto Echo, I would suggest. Echo Papa Kilo. So what we'll do is just make a note of that routing on here. So November Delta. November Delta. Down here to Echo Delta Papa. Start spawning complete. We'll get the AP bleed on and we can disconnect the external power. So we're just having a quick look at our routing down. So Papa, and then Kilo Juliet. So Juliet 1's a holding point for our departure. So what you do notice, I do tend to put the routing that we're expecting as well for taxi. That way it just makes things a little bit easier on the taxi out as well. Just increase the brightness touch on that. So then before start checklist, parking brake is set takeoff speeds and thrusts. Let's have a quick look at them. 127, 138, 142, thrust is 63. Windows and doors closed, beacon is on. So we'll just announce our pushback in a second.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are here for your comfort, but primarily for your safety. With that in mind, we do ask, indeed we require, the 2 minutes of your time, but most importantly your attention, whilst we take you through the safety procedures of this aircraft. Thank you.
Liverpool traffic, Euro 67 Charlie, Foxtrot 9 miles established with the procedure log, approach go around runway 27 Liverpool.
Manchester traffic, EasyJet 97 Juliet, stand 209, pushback onto November Bravo. So we'll get JSX all ready and ready to go. Continue pushback on that. And we want to do a straight push. I think. Actually, no, we don't need to do a straight push. Sorry, ignore me. So we want nose to the right, to the left.
Release parking brakes, please.
Brakes released, declare to push.
Commencing push. All engines clear. Start at will.
Start sequence 1 then 2, start at 1.
We're now going to take you through the safety features of this aircraft. Please pay attention to the illuminated signs and crew instructions. The location of the emergency exits is shown on the safety card and is demonstrated by the crew. Please make sure you know where your nearest exits are. They may be behind you.
Oh, I didn't hit the when I pressed that. There we go. Engine 1 start.
All bags on board. To fasten your seatbelt, push the metal end into the buckle until it clicks. Pull the loose end to adjust and unfasten by lifting the top of the buckle. It must must be fastened when the seatbelt sign is on, and we suggest you keep it fastened whenever you're in your seat. If the air supply fails,
Flaps
masks
one
will drop
set.
from above you. Pull a mask towards you to start the oxygen. Put the mask over your nose and mouth and breathe normally. Hold the mask in place with the strap. Just put on your own mask before helping others. If we land on water,
Engine
take a life
1 is
jacket
available,
from under your
starting to.
seats. Remove it from the pouch and put it over your head. Pass the tapes around your waist and click together. Pull the strap to adjust. You must not inflate your life jacket until you are outside. Once outside, inflate it by pulling the toggle. If it doesn't inflate or needs topping up, blow into the tube. There is a light and whistle for attracting
Brake set,
attention.
clear to disconnect.
The crew can help you with life jackets for children. Please look at the safety card in your seat pocket before takeoff. It contains important safety information such as the brace position and operation of the exit.
Engine 2 start.
Please now close your seat table, put the armrest down, open the window blinds, and fasten your seat belts. Thank you for your attention.
APU off.
Unlocking gear.
APU lead off.
Manchester traffic, Blue Max 23 Bravo Victor, taking off runway 23 right to Manchester.
Tow truck disconnected.
After start, anti-ice not required. Income status is check pitch trim 0.5
Left is clear. Right is clear.
up. Rudder trim is neutral. Just get the cockpit door shut as well. So flight control check. Full left. Full right. Neutral. Full up. Full down. Neutral. Rudder. Full left.
Euro
Oh,
67
right,
Charlie,
neutral.
Foxtrot, following around 27 right hand 2,500 feet Liverpool.
So then we've got the pin there, so that pin's all out and we are clear to a taxi. APU's just spooling down. We can announce our taxi. So Manchester traffic. EasyJet Juliet taxiing to runway 23 right Juliet 1 via November Delta Echo Delta Papa Kilo and Juliet. Like a rate released. Start our taxi. Oh, Manchester ground's just come online, so just hold position. Also, I need to go over to them. So hold in position. Park brakes up. Manchester ground EasyJet 97 Juliet is ready for taxi. So just give him a minute to get himself set up. And we'll go from there. Oh no, he's gone offline again now. Okay, so we'll continue taxi for the time being. Chances are he may pop up again. But we'll see what happens. I'm sure they'll soon contact us. If it need be. So we'll go back over to Unicom for the time being. So continue straight down November Delta, and then, so it's the second right, so not through the
Liverpool traffic, Ryanair 71 Alpha Victor, taxiing to Alpha 1 via Victor and Alpha.
So next right here, November Delta. I do think I will buy the tiller, to be fair. for this. Just increase our thrust slightly. So taxi checklist, flight control checks, flap setting, conform plus F, radar updated, wind shears on auto, engine and mode selector norm, eco memo. Take on no blue bar in the cabin, which is to be expected. So, round to November Delta. So, onto Echo now. So, we'll continue straight ahead. Not really flown much out of Manchester either, so, especially from this side of the airfield, so quite a long taxi out, really.
Traffic Osprey 157 Alpha, push up start, gate 308.
So down to Delta onto Papa. Try and get a little bit of a view for you guys. So. Difficult one to control this. So next left here onto Papa. And then continue straight ahead for the time being on Papa. Now you want to left onto Kilo is the next instruction. Flight deck.
Hello, that's cabin secure for takeoff.
Lovely, thank you. So cabin secure and cabin's ready. So we want to be down onto Kilo now, so we'll continue straight ahead for the time being. It's the second left, so the de-icing area is the next left, and it's the following left after that. We pretty much go all the way down to Juliet. I'll say flight time's about 1 hour 30 minutes local flight time. So it should mean I'll give you a bit of an update when we should be on the ground. Obviously we're in Zulu time here at the moment. So next left here onto Kilo. Feel free to say hi in the comments, guys. Welcome. If you're new to the channel, feel free to say hi. So, as you can see, the weather's looking a little bit bleak, so we are anticipating some rain. We have planned our departure for a wet runway because it was raining earlier, so it is going to be damp still. So our takeoff speeds are designed for that. So now straight ahead down here onto Juliet. So straight ahead onto Juliet. And 2-3 right obviously is what we're expecting. Just going to bring thrust back to idle for the time being. Just let her roll. She's rolling nicely at the minute. So the weather could be a little bit unpredictable today. It's looking very wet over in Geneva as well, so we'll see how things proceed on the routing out. Nice to have a little bit of rain sometimes though. It's a bit boring when it's all clear skies, so this is a little bit more of a challenge for our departure. So just to confirm, so we're having a Paxson departure today, a bit of a change up. Take off runway as we confirmed 2-3 right via Juliet 1. We don't have a squawk at the moment because there's no ATC online, and there's nothing inbound on the radar that we can see. Well, there's something at about 15 miles, not sure if they're inbound. Manchester traffic, EasyJet Juliet, approaching Juliet 1. Planning on a line up 23 right, unaware of any inbound aircraft. We'll do, we go T8 R8, so we're all ready for the departure. So, a lineup checklist, confirm runway 23 right, Juliet 1. Config 1 plus F, TCAS T8 R8, and packs 1 and 2 both on. Let's get us out of here. Say the weather looks like it could rain at any point, really. Hey buddy, how we doing, mate? No, it's fine, mate. No problem at all. Don't worry about it. I know you had a lot of issues with it, so it's not a major issue, buddy. But welcome. Hope you're okay. Easy 97 Juliet, Manchester traffic. Line up runway 23 right. So taxi lights to off, landing lights on.
Manchester traffic, France 191 inbound 20 nautical miles and try left, 23 right.
Wonderful. So we're going to be fine then for departure.
Manchester traffic, Osprey 157 Alpha, taxiing to runway 23 right.
So we're going to do a rolling takeoff, if we're all happy with that. Manchester traffic is 97 Juliet, departing 23 right. So just get ourselves lined up nicely, hopefully. So thrust at 50%. That's just 50%. Take off. Land flex 63 SRS runway. Auto thrust blue. Need to hold the nose. Thrust at 100 knots. V1. Rotate.
71.
Positive climb, go. Enough. Bit of a dodgy takeoff there. Just climb. Manchester traffic, easy 97 Juliet, 23 right is clear.
Manchester traffic.
Here comes the rain.
November 10 mile forward, 23 right, Manchester.
Flaps retract, spoilers retract. Packs 1 and 2 on. Just following the flight director for the time being. We're going to enable terrain mode as well. AV1.
9 Liverpool traffic, Ryanair.
Manchester traffic,
Wherever we are.
Oh, that's not good. Not good, Baldy, mate. Sorry, I haven't just seen that.
Tango.
No, that's not good. That's pretty rubbish, mate.
This includes vapes and other e-cigarettes.
So, how's everyone doing this afternoon? Hope you're all well. So, a few of you online now. Feel free to say hi in the comments. What you all up to on this lovely Sunday day.
56 Mike November 4 miles to right.
So, approaching Sambo, we can now continue climb really to our cruiser 370. Manchester traffic easy 97 Juliet, climbing flight with 370 inbound Samba. Open climb 370. Standard is set. Oh, that's pretty rubbish, buddy. Yeah, some horrible people in the world, mate. Really, really horrible people in the world. So, passing 6,500 now.
Manchester traffic, here, France 1919, mile 5, right left, 23 right, Manchester traffic.
As usual, I forgot to set the chrono.
9 Liverpool traffic, Ryanair 71 Papa Victor, airborne 27 passes 3,000 feet, climbing 2370, Liverpool.
Liverpool traffic, Shannon 3257, departing runway 27 by the 92.
Yeah, some pretty horrible people, to be fair, mate.
Traffic of 3157 Alpha lining up runway 23 right after landing Ryanair.
Manchester traffic, France 1916, mile 5, right left, 23 right, Manchester traffic.
I would consider that, mate, but to be honest, I don't really. That's not really my cup of tea. And if I'm honest, like even if it was like Call of Duty, which I do play from time to time, I'm not that good at it either. I much prefer the flight sim side of things, to be honest. I feel more comfortable live streaming that.
Manchester traffic, Ryanair 86 Mike November 23 right, vacated. Traffic of 3157 Alpha 3257.
So pretty much straight down the UK over Birmingham and down to Cowley overhead Heathrow and Gatwick. Well, actually probably more Southampton than Gatwick. Then we're pretty much over. Where do we fly? Oh, straight over the Channel, over France. Mainland France is a Concorde out of France actually. And then over the Alps and down into Geneva. It's quite a steep descent for this flight today. Yeah, if you want to drop me a DM, buddy, you can, mate. No problems. If you want to talk about anything privately.
Manchester traffic, France 1912, mile 5, landing now, left 83 right, Manchester traffic.
Oh, yeah. Yawning already. It's not good. So yeah, I apologise, guys, that we've not had many streams this week. I have been at work, some of it. Yesterday, I was at an event, kind of work-related. Not hugely work-related, but yeah, it was an event yesterday. It was basically a training day for a group of military responders, which is pretty good. Had a good day. Bloody warm though, really, really warm. Thankfully, I was inside for most of it, so it was all good. It was just really humid. So, yeah, apologies not being much content. I've got literally a week now until my written exams and my practical exams. Once they're out the way with next week. So, basically by next Thursday onwards, I have quite a bit more free time. I just have work to concentrate on. Don't have anything uni to concentrate on until September. So, it gives us a little bit more time for streams. Which is obviously important for you guys as well. But yes, I do apologise for not having quite as much out there as what I would like. Is there quite a lot of lag to the stream today then, buddy? There shouldn't be too much lag from, well, difficult to know really. But can you hear me better today? Because I know last week it gone over onto the webcam audio for some reason. I have no idea why, but how bad is the lag? There shouldn't be much lag there. Is it in between my voice or? That's not good if that's the case. Everything this end seems okay. What bit seems laggy? Because if so, that'll be Streamlabs that's sorting that. Internet connection generally is fairly good normally, so bit of a strange one. I don't know about anyone else that's joined us. If you can let us know how bad the lag actually is for you guys. But like I say, but if you want to chat about anything, feel free to drop me a DM. We can have a chat, I'm sure. So Gareth just messaged me actually about the live. So he was going to join us, but he's unfortunately got some family commitments to deal with, which is obviously more important, so that's not a problem. So then our ETA, so 13:02 is going to be our landing time, which is about 2 o'clock local time. Which makes about sense. So just about an hour and 15 left to run. Unfortunately, I don't think there's a lot I can do about the lag situation. It's on. Just going to have a quick look at the live dashboard a minute. Ah, okay, let's have a quick look. So when I've gone on here, there's some warnings. It's to do with the stream bitrate apparently. We will see if we can change anything with that. When I look on here now, it says good connection, but Is that any better at all now, buddy, or is it still pretty bad? Just trying to work out if we can fix it. It's good now. I don't think it was you, to be fair, buddy. I think it was me. If I'm perfectly honest, like as soon as I've gone onto the YouTube app, it said that the stream connection's not great. But I've not changed anything. So maybe a bit of a lull in my internet, maybe. I'm not sure.
Birmingham traffic, Sony Express 53 Foxtrot, descending through flight level 80, Hemel 1 Bravo, runway 33 Birmingham.
So we're pretty much overhead Birmingham at the minute. Well, just gone past Birmingham, I think. Level up. Yeah, just gone past Birmingham. A little bit behind us. So the minute, flight level 300. Not a million miles off our cruise now. Like I say, it's a fairly short flight. I do prefer doing slightly shorter flights as well, and multiple of them. Unfortunately today it's just going to be the one stream, just because I've got a few jobs to do around the house. Got some more revision to get into. I need to really get into my revision this week. But don't get me wrong, I have done a little bit over the last few weeks, but certainly need to get into it a little bit more for the sake of a week's worth of studying. It's not worth booking my exam up for. That is for sure. So then what you up to today then, buddy? Are you doing anything much or just chilling out? Deary me. So. Once we get to our cruise, we'll have a quick look at our speed and just see if we can increase that a little bit. I know one thing I haven't done, release the cabin, so we got the landing lights off and the cabin lights off. Too busy working out what's going on with the internet, I think. So cabin's now released. Like I say, the weather's not looking fantastic for our arrival. Let's have a quick look, see if there's an ATIS on it. So yeah, should we do it through the MCDU actually? LSGG arrival, send. I'll have a look to see if there is anything there. There's no ATIS available, so what we can do, we can request a METAR instead. Just wait for the METAR to come through. Certainly thinking about it, isn't it? There we go, weather data. So LSGG automatic, 140 at 7 knots, 100 varying between 110 and 200 degrees. Visibility is good. Few cloud at 3,800, broken at 8,700, 24 degrees Celsius. QNH 1013, no significant change. So what we could do now, in actual fact, is we could work out our arrival performance. So expecting 22. At the minute, we know the runway is good, so we're just going to be good rather than dry. Takeaway is 59.2, I think it was. So we can quite happily go with auto-brake low for landing. So one of the things we could consider doing as well is to go with the METAR on here. So we'll go direct Midhurst, I think. Just to keep that routine nice and straight. Hi Jenko, how we doing, mate? Sorry I missed some of the chat then. Hope you're well. If you're new to the channel, welcome. Yeah, please you're okay, buddy. Like I say, if you're new to the stream, feel free to give us a subscribe and a like, and you can also join our Discord page if you wish as well. Got a little bit of content on there. So we're just overhead, sort of, well, not a million miles from like Southampton direction, in between Southampton and Gatwick. Unfortunately, the cloud cover is really strong today, so there's not a huge amount you can really see. It's really, really strong cloud cover today. So we're not a million miles from our cruise level. Bring our route in a bit. So we've got what, 468 miles to run. Hopefully that will go reasonably quickly. So we're at our cruise now. So now we can start considering increasing our speed a touch. We've got an extra 4.1 tons of fuel that we can use to burn. So we'll go up to Mach 0.81. Just try and increase, get us a little bit quicker then. So then, Jenko, have you been doing flight sim long, or is it quite a new thing for you? So then, not been in stream for now. Been serious about Christmas 2023? Ah, nice one. Cool. How are you finding it? Are you, do you own the Phoenix 320 or Are you still with like the default aircraft whereabouts you at, buddy? So I don't know if any of you guys have seen the new wing products that have been released. I know we mentioned it on our last stream. They look pretty good actually. It's actually made me debate about whether to sort of build a bit of a pedestal, if I'm honest. Because obviously they're clearly going to expand their product range a little bit further. But I'm not too sure at the minute what we're going to do with it. But it's certainly something that I'll be keeping my eye on. I'm very interested in the radio panel, just to get rid of my Cytec radio panel. And it's cheaper than the Cytec radio panel if you don't own any radio panel. Especially things like the transponder and the weather radar and stuff, when that all starts coming out, it'll be quite good. But I do like the idea of the landing gear panel mixed with the chrono as well. That's pretty cool. I'm hoping that they bring out some screens, really, some multiple dimensional screens that we can use. I was having a look, they do them obviously for the fighter flight jets. And to be honest, that would be quite good, quite useful, really. I don't know if you can display the same things on them. That's the only thing I'm not sure about. If you can display the Phoenix screens on them. Yeah, Jake, I do get that, mate. It's a bit of a nightmare if you buy wing products. So, I always used to be a Boeing fan. Used to have the 737 by PMDG. Used to fly it routinely, and to be honest, I still do miss it a little bit. It's a little bit more, obviously, mechanical. But overall, I've enjoyed the Airbus more lately. Just simpler. I say it's simpler. It's not simple. The way of flying it feels completely different. And I used to be terrible at flying Airbus as well. I'm not much better now, but used to be really terrible at flying Airbuses. But over time, I've sort of built my love for it a little bit. But yeah, so it's a shame there's not something that you can integrate with both. That would be pretty good. And last thing, if you're more into Boeing, there's certainly going to be... They obviously released some Boeing products already. And there is obviously the Boeing yoke that Wing are producing. So that is something to keep your eye on as well. It's cool that you have Phoenix and the GSX as well. GSX is a great add-on, really. The only thing that frustrates me with GSX is how many times you need to update it. You seem to have to... It's a shame it doesn't update automatically when you start the PC, to be honest. But no, thank you for joining us, Jenko, anyway, much appreciated. It's funny how some people just seem to stumble across the channel, really, because we don't do that much advertising. There's a little bit on TikTok I do, but other than that, there's not really much advertisement from a channel perspective. Slowly growing the amount of followers we got. I wouldn't say we're like massive or anything. I've been considering moving over to Twitch as well as YouTube, but it's complicated just setting YouTube up, let alone Twitch as well, so I'm not sure how we'll go about that, to be honest. Anyway, let's have a look, see how we're... So we're just move... where are we at? Sorry. Oh, we're showing the English channel at the minute, so... You can just about see land. No, I agree, mate. None of it does make much sense, but I'm hoping some more of the Wing products will be. To be fair, I've been really impressed with the Wing products so far. When I first bought one, I was a little bit sceptical, if I'm honest, about how good they were going to be, but I wouldn't say the app's the most friendliest, but apparently there's going to be a version 2 of the app anyway. Hopefully that'll be a little bit more user-friendly. Apparently it's a lot more user-friendly than the initial release of it. Apparently it was horrendous the first time. There we are, so at a cruise level. Unfortunately, there's not a huge amount to see at the moment. So inbound Ramsey, well, we've had a few things, but Ramsey's pretty much overhead Paris. There's no big areas online at the minute. So we did have Geneva ground online last time I looked. Fair enough. Fair enough. Yeah, it's what you're comfortable with. So I had a Thrustmaster DCA side stick for a long time. The throttle I got rid of quite quickly because it was cheap and tacky. And it stopped working. I think I had a dodgy unit because it kept disconnecting halfway through flights, which was very annoying. So it went quite quickly, and I went to the Honey Bravo, which is obviously what we're still running as we speak. I do recommend the Honey Bravo though. It's good for if you want to do a bit of a mixture of flying. It's really good for that. But yeah, the side stick, the wing side stick, as you can see it here, it's pretty good, to be fair. Can't really complain about it much. It's where all my camera views and everything are, and chrono as well, also on there. Trigger points where I speak to ATC, so there we go. We fixed the issue with the flight controls sitting slightly off. Just needed recalibrating. So somehow whenever it was last calibrated, it was. Are you talking about the side stick, Genko, for wing? Is that what you want about, or the Honey Bravo? Yeah, the side stick is cheaper. I can't remember how much it is exactly. It's about £80 UK pounds, I think. And obviously they do the mount for it now as well, which is really good. So the mount wasn't a thing with me. Obviously, since upgrading to the next level racing flight deck cockpit thingamajiggy, you can mount them. There's I literally have got it bolted into the bottom, so there's literally no movement. The only thing that's slightly off is the plate doesn't sit quite right in it, so you have to. It's a bit of a nightmare really because it doesn't sit square on the mount, which really frustrates me. But it's not too bad. And then obviously down over this side, which you guys can't see on the camera, this is where my MCU sits. Great bit of kit, to be fair. And like I say, even the MCU is like the best value for money really. I'm intrigued to see when we bring an overhead out, of how much that will be. I think it'll be about around the 500 mark, maybe. I don't think they're going to be able to cheap out on that quite so much. Well, I should have about 3 conversations at once here. Right, so bet they do separate little panels like fuel pumps. Yes, I'd imagine they will be doing. So yeah, the new panels that they've released at the FS Expo a few weeks ago. So the ones they teased, so there was a proper Airbus radio panel. I'll just show you on here. So what they teased the other day. Yeah, and to be fair, they may do separate little panels. I'm hoping that they don't. I'm hoping that they do just that all-in-one product. But I wouldn't be surprised if they do them individually, because it's a way of keeping their costs down. But then it means then they're gonna have what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, maybe 12 different panels. But then I suppose they can. It depends how they want to do it. I think if they did a whole product, I think that people would respect that more. But then on the flip side of that, if people don't want some of the extra controls, then they can obviously buy what they want. But yeah, currently what they released, I don't know if you realise, so they released the radio panel, the audio panel, and the transponder is what they've released so far. I'm hoping that they will release the weather radar. Obviously they've released already the spoilers and flaps. I don't think they're available to purchase at the moment though, and obviously the throttle. Oh, and the other thing they introduced was the E-cam this time as well, and then this whole panel here with the landing gear and everything there. But it does look pretty good, to be fair to them. But it'd be interesting to see which way they go around things, to be honest. Obviously they have to try and make it a... Yeah, exactly. I don't really know why they've focused on Airbus so much, because there's loads of products out there for Airbus. Saying that though, there's probably less than there is for Boeing. Obviously Boeing's probably the most common like home cockpit that's built. They are good bits of kit, to be fair, but I must admit Wing Wing have really like blown products out the market, and to be honest, I think they'll keep continuing to blow the market, because no other products. Granted, they're probably not 100% realistic, but for what most people need for a flight simulator, they do their job at the end of the day, and that's what people are after. So yeah, no worries, but if you need to go get something to eat, feel free. I'm going to nip downstairs and just top my drink up anyway. So there we go. Just have a quick look, make sure there's no ATC sectors on the line that we're going to bump into on the way, which there isn't. So pretty much overhead, so we're not very far from Paris in a minute. Yeah, no worries, buddy, I'm going to go get a drink myself anyway. Might as well. So DSA 1302, got 328 miles left to run. Just have a quick look when we need to start our descent. So, Luso, we need to be at flight level 200. We'll have a quick look at progress. We go into the progress page here, look. Click report, it'll tell me when the top of the descent is. 196 miles to the top of the descent. Initial descent 25, well. So I've got different things on here. That says a Luso needs to be at flight level 200. So we better just fiddle with that because that's clearly not right. It could be actually my AirRack database is out of date maybe. Because I don't remember the last time I actually updated it, so. It's fine. Luso, we'll do flight level 200. It's fine. Ah, 200, 160. Ah, so we need to be above, sorry. We need to be above flight level, what, 200. But we'll let that compute itself. There we go. Sorted. So guys, I'll be back in a moment. Let's give you the nice, view. Let's go an inside view. Oh no, it's definitely the wrong button. There we go. Right, so guys, I'll be back in a couple of minutes. So just bear with me a minute, and we'll be back in a sec. So then guys, back with you. Apologies about knocking, I'd knocked the joystick as I got up. I don't know if you noticed the aircraft dives to the left slightly. It's the only thing with this copy is getting in and out is a little bit difficult to be fair. I'm just going to move it back a bit actually. It reclines well though, in fairness. So, sit here and have a little nap if we need to. So there we are. Let's move this over here. I keep moving the microphone, to be fair, all the time. I never get it in the right place, to be fair. Hopefully you can still hear me okay. Yeah, a little bit more chilled here as well. I'm hoping to get some other views as well, so obviously we're running just the normal webcam at the minute, which isn't ideal for better streams really, so we are going to look at some other options coming up. My birthday coming up in a few weeks, so I'm certainly going to be looking to see if I can get something a little bit better in that respect. One thing we're definitely going to be buying is the new rudder pedals from Wing Wing. Although the other half said no, you're not having them because they're too expensive. But they're about, I think they're about £289. I think I worked out from what they said. We're not going to have like the really expensive ones, but the ones that I'd looked at, which are Airbus style, was around that sort of mark. Hey Kyle, how are we doing, buddy? Hope you're all well. Hopefully you can hear me okay today. Let's have a good look back in the flight and see what's going on here. So where are we now? So we're only about 120 miles, 115 miles till top of descent. Not far at all, really. Let's have a look. Where are we? 114 miles till top of descent. So initial descent sort of flight level 200. Yeah, I hope you're well, Kyle. You've been up to much today, mate? We're just chilling out. Apologies, the stream's a little bit earlier than I anticipated today. I was hoping to do it about 2 o'clock. But then I've got some other bits and bobs to do around the house, so I thought I'd do the stream a little bit earlier. Best of both worlds, then. Are you flying today then, Kyle, or are you just watching the stream, mate? I'm still trying to get the everything in the right place. I know one thing I need to do. I think we need to have a bit of a dust at some point. I only dusted it like last week. Anything with these plastics, they certainly attract quite a bit of dust, especially the Honey Bravo does. Forever dusting it. So I think at some point we are probably going to be getting rid of my desk where my monitors are mounted at the minute. That is very likely to happen. One, because they put a hole in my desk. Yeah, I do think we're going to be getting rid of that. Right, let's have a quick gun to see what They can make a further right turn shortly. I was thinking, do we try and do a direct, but I don't obviously know if there's any sectors online, which there's not at the minute, but let's see if there's any LSGG on the line. Right then, we need to start putting in our destination information anyway, so what we'll do is we'll go jump down here, and let me just refresh the weather. So, weather matter 32 minutes ago, so nothing's really changed. Wow, showers in the vicinity now actually. So, we're going to move on to the performance page, go forward a couple of notches to the approach page. So, local QNH, last one is QNH 1014, so there has been a little bit of a change with it. Temperature is currently 23 degrees Celsius, so it's got a little bit cooler. Wind 247 knots, sorry, I was just trying to see where I was looking at. 247, transition level 75 is fine. So it's an approach speed of 131 and 126. So we've got shower in the vicinity now. So a good chance we're going to get some rain on landing. So we need to take that into consideration for when we're considering what sort of landing we do. So let's have a quick look at the RVR, 75 meters. So what 300 meter RVR we can have. Which gives the radio altimeter of 108 radio, and that is us all set up ready to go. We'll enable constraints as well, so we can see our latest constraints. In response to what you just messaged me, Cat mate, is yeah, jacket, potato, cheese and beans, definitely, all the way. I don't know who we got with us at the minute. Are you still with us, Kyle, or are you doing other things? Go. Welcome peeps, there's a few of you back online now with us, so welcome. Feel free to give us a like, comment, subscribe. We're just in our cruise at the minute. We're going to be starting our descent in about, what, 60 miles? Something like that. Yeah, just short of 60 miles. We'll be starting our descent into, not Zurich, Geneva. I was going to go to Zurich and then I changed my mind, so. Pixar picks this to 60 miles. Looks like we're going into a little bit more heavy cloud as well. I will just have a quick look to see what the weather is. Obviously, it says the showers in the vicinity. We'll have a quick look at the live weather to see how that compares with what we're seeing. So, we'll just go up to our cruise at the minute. So, it may hit a little bit of turbulence on our way down, which is what we can see ahead of us. It's only light. Just trying to have a look, see if there's any rain. You can see. So there's a bit of high pressure in the. So around flight level 190, this is where we could get some showers. It's actually showing surface on the ground. Oh no, actually it's just. Actually, tell a lie. So it's going to get a little bit rough and ready. I'll just show you on here what the weather's doing. Where is Navigraph? There we go. As you can see, this is the weather. Airport is here, right in the thick of it. So it could be a little bit blustery on the way down. Not sure if that is thunderstorms, but it's got some red patches to it, which obviously we want to stay clear of. What we could potentially do from Lurko, we could consider in proceeding out on a heading and then sort of skirt around this terrain. We'll keep an eye on it though, because it could all change in the time that we are there. But yeah, the weather's looking pretty naff, to be fair, which we could make it a little bit more interesting for our landing. So we've just had another update to the weather, so we'll just update that on here. So now the local QNH is still 1013, so it's gone back to what it was. The wind is 220 at 9 knots. The wind's increased slightly, and it does say showers and heavy rain. There's a few clouds at 500 feet. Sorry, 5,300 feet, and broken at 8,700. It's 23 degrees Celsius still. So nothing's hugely changed, but probably just because of the rain that's there at the minute. So what we could consider doing is starting our descent now to 200. We'll manage that, and we're going to manage speed as well. And then that should get us level, flight level 200 for where we need to be at. Hey Jenko, how are we doing, mate? So we're just starting our descent. Granted, we're starting a little bit earlier. The weather's going to be pretty grim over in Geneva. Just seeing if there's any ground online, which doesn't seem to be, and no tower. One thing we will just do though, so if we look down on here, we notice we've got a big gap here, and the reason for that big gap is because we're going to have a discontinuity here for Sabre. So what we need to do is just clear that discontinuity away. What, it says not allowed, okay. So what we'll need to do then is we will need to go direct to Sabre after that point. I presume the aircraft's still okay after all this horrible weather. We may just fly through it and just see what it's like, to be fair. See how bad it is. It's not very often we get to fly in a bit of a dodgy weather, so we'll see how we go. It's all the way down to ground level now, pretty much. There's rain. So an aircraft inbound 4,100 feet. So we'll just have a quick look to see whereabouts he's going. So he's actually climbing, as you can see on there. Could be he's just departed some form of airport. Let's have a look. Where are we? Let's have a look at all the traffic. He's not actually showing up on the radar that I can see on here. Saying that though, it's a little bit dodgy sometimes with the traffic. So we're just keeping an eye on him, make sure he's not going to be an issue to us. We're having a nice steady descent really, so... So I can't see the traffic currently, but don't know if any of you want to look on that map just to see if that's a map, just to see what that aircraft is and where he's going. That'd be grateful. 3 weeks till you go on holiday. Nice one. Whereabouts are you going? Anywhere nice, Jenko? Are you from the UK or are you from elsewhere? Oh, nice one. To be fair, I've not really been to France very much. So I've been to Paris, but I've never really been very far to France. Apparently, very, very nice. Generally speaking, when I go away, it's usually Canary Islands. It's usually my go-to over the last few years, to be fair. Do need to explore a bit more, though. So, let's see how it is. So then, obviously we're just got our descent at the minute. So inbound feedbacks can reduce our rate. Well. Right, sounds bang on actually. So then we have 160. Probably want to get to 160, get the seatbelt signs on, I think. Just with this weather that's upcoming. Oh, nice one. I actually drove to Portsmouth about a month or so ago. This is where this flight sim stuff came from, to be fair. With the Next Level Racing, I had to drive all the way down. It was about a 4-hour drive, about 8-hour round trip to get this, to be fair. But yeah, that was from Portsmouth. Never been to Portsmouth. Never really been down to the bottom of the UK, and it was actually really nice. It was quite pleasantly surprised, to be fair. Oh wow, okay, so nice bit of history to it as well then. So, flight level 290, like I say, we're at 29,000 feet. Oh wow, nice old area tow, awesome. So, final 280. So we should be on track for flight level 200. So we've got this other aircraft here, it's 5,500 feet above, so that's all good to us. No problem with him. I say it could get a little bit bumpy in a minute, but we'll see how things go. So the wings are flexing a touch, nothing too drastic though. Progress here. So what's everyone else up to this afternoon? Oh, obviously we can't see a great deal in a minute through here. So see how the wings flex there. A little bit of wing flex, nothing too drastic there. So we'll have a good look at the charts, see if we've got any speed restrictions and routes. So 250 knots at Sovad, which we're already at anyway, to be fair. 220 at GG514 and 210 at Sabre, so not really much of a speed restriction for a while anyway. Also calculator, we need auto brake low for landing. So we'll leave the train on navigation display, just because there is a little bit of high terrain around. There's a 7,000 is the highest point of some of the terrain. So we'll be at 8,000 feet, so only 1,000 feet above it. Gander out of here. See, we've got some fairly rubbish weather at the minute. Can just make out some of the ground. Probably a bit better from the flight deck actually. So we've got a 32 knot wind from our westerly direction. This is where it could get a little bit more bumpy. Is it my GSX being very loud or your GSX being loud? Thinking of GSX actually, I don't know if you can enable GSX where normally you have to wait till you're below flight level 100. Just thinking we could prepare our stand for arrival. Unfortunately there's still no ATC, which is a bit of a bummer. Few aircraft on the ground here, so after landing we want to vacate to the left hand side. Probably a Delta. A little bit confusing, there's a lot of outer and inner taxiways. We'll probably end up Terminal 1. We'll end up like stand 10 or somewhere along there. Whereabouts are you flying to then, Jinko? Going far, mate? So we'll bring the seat forward a touch. Which also means I need to bring this tray up. It's got my keyboard on it as I hit my knees. Oh, nice Gatwick to Alicante. That should be good for you, mate. Should be a nice little flight, that. It's fine, wonderful. Hopefully we won't need too much rudder input, but we'll see how things go. So, we need to fly the 160 by here. I don't think there's much going on with the wings at the minute. Maybe we get a little bit luckier with all that, so no change to the weather at the moment. Get the seatbelt signs on now as well, a little bit earlier today. Yeah, so if I'd want to be a flight level 80, which we can do that quite easily. Obviously not a great deal to see here at the minute. Are you in the Phoenix 320, is that, Jenko, or the not next level racing? What am I on about? The fly-by-wire. Oh, here comes some of the rain. Yeah, to be fair, the immersion's pretty good in this, to be fair.
You can no longer use the toilet. Please look at the safety card in your seat pockets. It contains important safety information. In an emergency, leave all bags on board. At EasyJet, we're committed to reducing
So, it's detected ice, so you want engine
asking you to place recyclable waste
you want to
in a
on
separate bag as we collect rubbish from you. Please don't leave any rubbish in your seat pockets or on the floor.
Go with engine on wing. weather's changed slightly then. Got some rain. Buffeted a little bit by the wind. So like we're already aware, the weather's going to be pretty naff all the way. But we'll see how we go. So ILS intercept 7,000 at Sabre. We can go with that. So approaching flight level 100. Sorry, just trying to get the keyboard mount in the right place. Get the landing lights on. So 250 knot speed restriction, so we need to bring some spoilers out to just control our rate of descent for the minute. And hopefully the rest of that wing and anti-ice is not required now. Speed's just going back into line a little bit now. Just get rid of half the spoilers. So let's go with local QNH 1013. Approach checklist, Barrett 1013. I'm sure that's what the latest was. Let's double check that. It's 1013, yep. Seatbelts on, minimums, 108 radio, engine mode selector is norm. So once we get over this little ledge here, we can ascend to 7,000. So obviously this wind is on the spoilers now, so start to descend shortly to 7,000. Once we get over this little bit of a ledge. So I'm going to actually start reducing our speed now. We're going to reduce it to 230 knots for the time being. I'm going to use a little bit of spoilers just to slow us down a touch. Like I say, we're probably going to get a little bit more rain in a second. Nice one, Jenko. So what we may decide to do actually is bring some flaps out. So we're going to go to flaps 1 and we're going to get rid of the spoilers. Hopefully that will control our speed a touch more. Just reduce the speed a touch just below the margins. And obviously we'll be direct sabre shortly. We'll enable it so it's there. But obviously we don't want that routing, we want to continue straight ahead for the time being. So we can now justify reducing another 1,000 feet, so we can ascend to 7,000. Now bring a little bit more spoilers out just to try and control that speed a touch as well. Obviously the airport's over here to the right of us, so I don't think we can quite get a visual on it at the minute, but we'll activate the landing system as well. So we've got Geneva traffic EasyJet Juliet, inbound Sabre, descending flight level 70, expecting a runway 22. Oh dear, it's spilling drink down me now. As you see, that pattern will start to come in a little bit further. So we're now at that 7,000 margin. What I'd suggest doing is actually reducing back to 210. Just to, and we'll get rid of them spoilers as well. So as you can see, the glide slope's coming in now nicely, and we'll be inbound Sabre very shortly. So we're about 3 miles to the next waypoint, and then we'll enable the direct Sabre. After landing, we can expect to vacate left. Most likely, we're going to be vacating at Charlie or Delta, and then we'll check a stand near to us. So then we're going to go insert that now, and then we'll make this nice right turn to Sabre. As you can see, it's making a beautiful turn. Going to further reduce the speed now to 180 knots. So these are obviously maximum speeds of 210. We'll get our next lever flap out in a second. Going to enable approach in AP1 and AP2. Pat 3 dual. We've got localizer blue and glide slope blue. So flaps 2. Speed's holding nicely at the moment. Hopefully we get a nice view over to the right here. Not quite. Okay, just got a vague view of the everything we need to see. So stay at flaps 2 now until we get the gear down. So we should intercept the localizer any second, really. Quite a pretty approach, really, for Geneva. So continue straight ahead for the time being. We may get a little bit of rain on the way down. So what we're going to actually do is enable to open descent. So we're going into FPA mode minus 0.3. So lock star. And then hopefully we'll capture the glide slope very shortly. So we've got the runway in sight. Runway elevation for this airport. Let's have a quick look just so we're aware of that. So the elevation is 1,400 feet. So what we'll do now, we'll reduce speed to 160 knots. Geneva. Traffic, EasyJet Juliet on the ILS runway 22. We've currently got 10 track miles. A little bit longer than that, actually, about 13 miles. But so you can see the speed, although it's trying to come down, it's struggling a little bit because we're obviously on that descent path at the moment. So what we could actually do is we could reduce that quite significantly. And so minus 1 feet per minute, and then it should go into approach mode, into glide slope capture. Glide slope star. So we'll go back to normal mode. Go down. And we can get our next stage of flaps out. So flaps 3. Flaps 4. So we'll just double check the approach is armed and active, which it is. Approach speed 131. So we've got a little bit of a headwind at the minute, so let's give ourselves a couple of knots. We'll go 132 for our approach speed. We've still got a little way yet to go to the threshold, about 10 miles still to the threshold. So guys, wish me luck for landing. Hopefully everything goes okay. Obviously, fortunate on catch up. Welcome. So we're all fully configured for landing. We've just got to wait for the landing checklist, realistically. We'll disconnect very shortly and then continue on a manual glide in. So the wind's changed slight direction really. It's now coming into a bit of a crosswind, but we'll see how we go with that. Once we get to about 5 miles, then we'll go to manage approach speed. I don't think there's any displaced threshold here. Okay, so we missed approach. Initial climb to 7,000 feet on track of 223, then make a left-hand turn inbound, and then 185 knots to Saper. So 6.5 miles to threshold. Geneva traffic, EasyJet Juliet, short finals, runway 22. So go manage speed. I'll bring our landing checklists. Go around altitude. 7,000 is set. Cabin crew advising, cabin is ready, eco memo, landing in the blue. So, manual flight.
Priority set.
Three lights adjusting. Right. A little bit high.
$500. 400. 300.
Land. Bit breezy in places.
300. 100 above. 200. Minimum.
Continue.
Light slow.
40. 30. 20. Retard. Drive.
Ground spoilers. Reverse screen. Detail brake low, manual braking. So miles off the centre line,
Geneva
but
traffic EG1318 landing up and departing runway 22.
auto brake off, 60 knots. We'll try and do landing lights off. We'll go next left, so Geneva traffic EasyJet A319 vacating left onto Delta.
Please keep your seatbelt fastened until the seatbelt sign is switched off. Electronic devices can now be
So
used.
just brake it to a stop, just get her off the runway so this other aircraft can depart.
Everything with you.
Not the best of landings, a little bit choppy, but the wind is changing a lot to be fair on that average.
Smoking
It's on the
is
runway,
not
so
allowed until you're
it's
in
most
a
important.
smoking area. Thank you for flying with us
So after
today.
landing, radar
Look forward to
predictive
welcoming
wind
you
shear system is
aboard
off after
again
landing complete.
soon.
So now we need to just establish where we're going. So we're going to taxi link 4 inner easy, nice EasyJet. Taxi in link 4 inner stand 10. So continue to ahead, so we've got stand 10, so we just get GSX primed for that. Oh dear. Gate 10. No. It's just port, obviously. So we'll just reset the time for 2 minutes post cooldown. Just see if the APU is not on. The APU running. So guys, thanks very much for joining us. So the next right here now. Just around one of these little satellite terminals.
Traffic.
So we're good. TA mode. It's just because of the departing aircraft, that's all. So actually we're after stand 10, which I'm not sure exactly which one it is. Let's have a look. So it's the second on left, so the second jet bridge in. So we're coming to a minute post cool down, so we'll just do the full taxi. And then we'll turn both engines off together. There you go, that's the EasyJet aircraft just departed. Just in front of us there. So stand on 11. And the following stand after this will be number 10. We'll just have a quick look on the nose as well. Just slow ourselves down a touch. And we'll bring that nose right the way around. Get a bit of thrust. Later when this happens, just stop just short of him. Brake sets. So it's got engines, over 2 minutes post shutdown time, APU is available, and engine master 2 and 1 off. Let's slow down a touch and then we'll beacon off. Boarding's now requested. External power connected. APU can come off. So parking checklist. Parking brake is stopped. Parking brake is set. Engines off. Wing lights are also off, fuel pumps off. Parking checklist complete. So guys, thank you very much for joining us on this very, very short flight today. We're obviously here at Geneva. Nice little approach into Geneva, to be fair. It's just a bit blustery. Obviously that's why we was about 20 miles from the centre line on our landing. No, the actual landing was reasonably smooth, to be honest. Don't think the landing was actually too bad. It was just the
Geneva traffic with 165 push back at ramp 62 traffic.
Yeah, I didn't think it was actually too bad a landing. It was just not anywhere near the centre line, so how it goes sometimes though. So guys, thank you very much for joining us on this short flight today. Hopefully we'll get another video out to you at some point this week. We'll definitely get some more videos out, and I'll obviously update you all on Discord as per usual. So thanks very much for joining us, and if you want to give us a like, comment, subscribe, feel free, and feel free to join our Discord channel as well. Bye for now. See you later, Jenko mate, and take care. Buddy and Kyle, if you're still with us, take care. Hope you have a lovely Sunday afternoon. Bye for now.